Picture yourself on Magellan's ship in 1520, surrounded by endless ocean. The real threat isn't storms, it's a creeping illness below deck. It starts with exhaustion, then bleeding gums and old wounds reopening. This is scurvy, a disease that turned voyages into nightmares. Not a monster, but a missing nutrient, vitamin C, was the culprit. Sailors grew weaker, teeth loosened, joints swelled, and many died slowly at sea. Scurvy claimed more lives than storms or battles, a mystery unsolved for centuries. Yet centuries earlier, the Vikings sailed the same treacherous waters without such suffering. They crossed the North Atlantic in open longships, facing brutal conditions. Historical records show little evidence of scurvy among them. Their secret? Not magic, but a deep understanding of their environment and diet. The Vikings navigated cleverly, planned carefully, and gathered resources from every coastline. Their survival was a testament to their ingenuity and respect for nature. In this story, we'll uncover how ancient wisdom held the key to surviving the world's longest journeys. The Vikings, and later indigenous peoples, knew how to thrive where others perished. Their lessons remain powerful even today. The age of exploration promised adventure, but for sailors it often meant death. Scurvy killed millions between the 15th and 18th centuries, turning ships into floating graves. Vasco da Gama lost most of his crew to scurvy. George Anson lost nearly 90% of his men. The disease struck indiscriminately, turning strong sailors into helpless invalids. The answer was simple: a missing nutrient, not a complex cure. The cure was in nature, overlooked for centuries. Some, like the Vikings, had already solved the puzzle. Scurvy is caused by a severe lack of vitamin C, an essential nutrient humans can't make themselves. Vitamin C is vital for collagen, the protein that holds our bodies together. Without it, tissues break down. Blood vessels burst, gums bleed, and wounds reopen. The body unravels from the inside out, teeth loosen, joints ache, and healing stops. Sailors' diets of salted meat and hardtack had no vitamin C. Fresh fruits and vegetables, the only real sources, couldn't survive long voyages. As weeks passed, sailors' vitamin C reserves vanished, and scurvy set in. The disease was relentless, slow, and agonizing. The perfect storm-long journeys, preserved food, and no fresh produce. Scurvy was the hidden enemy, thriving in the darkness below deck. The solution was simple, but out of reach for most. The Vikings faced the North Atlantic's fury, yet scurvy rarely plagued them. Their secret? Coastal and island hopping, not endless open ocean crossings. They navigated by waves, birds and landmarks, always staying close to land. This allowed frequent stops to restock fresh food and water. They hunted, fished and foraged for wild plants at every opportunity. Their journeys were broken into manageable legs, never far from resources. Unlike later explorers, Vikings didn't rely solely on preserved food. Their adaptive, flexible approach kept them healthy and strong. The coastline was their lifeline and their pharmacy. Viking survival depended on wild, vitamin-rich plants. Scurvy grass, abundant along northern coasts, was packed with vitamin C. Vikings ate it fresh or preserved it by fermenting with salt, much like sauerkraut. This preserved their vitamin supply for long journeys. They also gathered berries, cloudberries, lingonberries, dried or mashed for storage. Wild onions, garlic and seaweed added nutrients and variety. Dried kelp was a staple, rich in minerals and some vitamin C. Their diet was diverse, flexible, and deeply connected to the land. Foraging and preservation were essential skills, not luxuries. The Vikings' wild pantry was their shield against scurvy. Their ecological intelligence made them true masters of survival. When European sailors suffered from scurvy, indigenous peoples often held the cure. Local communities had deep knowledge of medicinal plants and shared it generously. In 1536, Jacques Cartier's crew was saved by Iroquoian people who brewed tea from eastern white cedar. The vitamin C-rich tea brought rapid recovery. Similar stories played out worldwide. Indigenous wisdom saved countless lives. Yet European authorities often ignored these simple, effective remedies. They searched for complex cures, overlooking nature's answers. The tragedy was not just the disease, but the failure to listen. Indigenous knowledge was a lifeline, built over generations. True survival depended on respecting and learning from the land. The wisdom of the land was the world's greatest medicine. Viking and indigenous survival strategies are still relevant today. In any crisis, knowing how to find and use natural food sources is vital. Modern adventurers should supplement rations with fresh, wild foods. Learning to fish, forage, and identify edible plants can save lives. Local knowledge is the ultimate survival tool. Study the ecosystem before you go. Ancient wisdom is a library waiting to be read. Technology can fail, but knowledge endures. By learning these skills, we prepare for the unexpected and build true resilience. The story of scurvy is about struggle, discovery, and the power of shared knowledge. The cure was always there, in Viking foraging and indigenous wisdom. Survival is a collective effort built on generations of learning. Every skill we learn and share strengthens the chain of human knowledge. In a modern world, this wisdom is more important than ever. Learn about your local plants, share what you know, and honour the past. The legacy of survival belongs to all of us. Let's keep the chain unbroken. Become students of the world around you. The wisdom that saved explorers can still light our way. It's a legacy worth passing on.